My last mjaddara video did so well, I decided to show you guys another one. This one is known as mjaddara Safra. I diced up a couple onions fairly small and we're going to saute them in some olive oil. Once they've gotten a nice golden caramelized color, I'm going to add the spices, which are cumin, white pepper, and then saute it for about 30 more seconds before setting it aside in a small bowl. For this mjaddara, we're using the orange lentils. Make sure to wash them really well before we boil them. Make sure to skim all the white stuff that rises to the top. Then we're going to add some washed rice about 15 minutes after the lentils have been cooking. I'm going to season it with some salt and then add the sauteed onions and let it cook for about 10 more minutes until you've got this thick consistency. You want to pour it into individual bowls and let it cool before serving. It is supposed to be a little bit mushy. That's how you eat it with pita bread. It's delicious, filled with fiber, and family friendly.
You guys have to try these low-carb pizza bites. Only a few ingredients and they turned out great. I'll be sure to post the full recipe at the end of the video. Start out with 2 cups of chopped pepperoni, 3 ounces of softened cream cheese, 3 eggs beaten, and give that a good mix. Then you're going to add 1/4 cup of almond flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and a full teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and then 1 1/4 cup of shredded mozzarella. Mix all that real well, and then you're going to place it in the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then scoop these out onto a sprayed muffin tin or a lined cookie sheet. Then put them in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. While they are cooking, you're going to melt a tablespoon of butter and add in some seasonings. I used garlic lovers and pizza seasoning from Flavor God, or you can just use garlic powder if you don't have those. Brush that across the top and then place them back in the oven for about 4 to 5 minutes. Be sure to check the link in our bio for a recipe group on Facebook. Also follow us on Instagram.
This recipe will make you fall in love with Brussels sprouts. Boil the Brussels sprouts until they're nice and soft. Add them to a baking sheet and smash them. Drizzle avocado oil on top and season with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Bake them for 12 to 15 minutes at 425 degrees. They are
You guys are seriously in for a real treat with this one. The recipe was given to me by my professor at culinary school, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint. I asked him if I could share the recipe with all of you, and he said absolutely, so here it is. I have all the ingredients that you'll need listed on the screen. We didn't have exact measurements, so you can kind of use this video as a gauge because we don't really measure all the time unless it's really needed. But the best part is this all came from just leftover salmon and scraps that we had in the kitchen. The most important part, like always, is to get your pan piping hot before you add your oil. Then once it's hot, add your oil, and when you kind of see this like little shimmer, you're going to add your cake and you're going to sear it on one side and just don't touch it for a couple minutes. Once you see some browning on the bottom, flip it over and then throw it in the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 to 22 minutes, but it really depends on the size, so that will vary. So if you're making small cakes, just do 15 minutes. And there you go. I hope you guys enjoy.
Cheesy pepperoni pizza pull-apart bread. Cut wedges along the center, going to the edge, making sure not to cut through the entire loaf. Add some pizza sauce in between each one of the cuts. On top of the pizza sauce inside each cut, add a slice of cheese. Using a knife, add a slice of pepperoni inside each cut on the side of each piece of cheese. Add some pizza sauce and cheese to the center, then top with dried oregano. Bake it at 425 for 12 minutes.
You are going to love this smoky jalapeno brisket. Best way to do a brisket's in the smoker, but we have work. We don't have enough time for that, so we use the slow cooker instead. You're going to score this fat edge, get a light mustard binder on the entire brisket and season heavily. I used a buttery steakhouse blend. Then get your cast iron super hot with some avocado oil, and you're going to borderline burn this fat edge. Trust me on this. Then we'll take that other side and brown it as well. 1 cup beef broth, 2 tablespoons liquid smoke, then your peppers, your jalapenos, and your red onions, cayenne pepper, garlic powder, set it in there. Almost forgot the Winchestershire sauce, about a tablespoon, 1/4 cup of red wine. I put that in the fridge the night before and then turned it on before I left for work for 10 hours. I took it out at about 9.5. Save that juice. This brisket comes out absolutely amazing, especially when you're pressed for time. That's it right there. You got perfection.
I've lost 75 pounds in the past 6 months, and this Cajun Stir Fry is one of the meals that helped me lose a ton of weight. Heat 1 tablespoon of olive oil at medium-high heat and cook a chicken breast for 5 minutes on one side. After 5 minutes, flip the chicken over and add shrimp, andouille sausage, a cup of diced onion, 1 diced jalapeno, 1 cup of diced zucchini, 1 cup of diced bell pepper, 4 cloves of minced garlic, and 1 cup of diced celery. Cover and let that all cook for 5 minutes, stirring once halfway. Then you're going to remove your chicken and go dice it up. Then you're going to add 1 can of diced tomatoes and 1 tablespoon of Cajun seasoning. Mix back in your diced chicken, a little bit of parsley, and some cooked cauliflower rice. Mix that all together. And that's it. Garnish with green onion and parsley. And if you'd like to add a little bit more spice, add a little bit of cayenne pepper. Enjoy.
I'm going to teach you how to make a low-carb breakfast. Take a couple of pieces of pre-cooked bacon, put them in a pan, crack a couple eggs, whisk them up good. You're going to pour that egg mixture over the bacon. You're going to let it cook on low until it's all the way done. Then you're going to take a low-carb tortilla, spread a wedge of Laughing Cow light cheese on it. Once the tortilla is covered with cheese, you're going to place that cheese side down on top of your egg mixture. Then you're gonna let it rest for a couple minutes, warm the tortilla and dump it out on a plate. Top it with anything you'd like. I chose avocado and hot sauce. Either cut it up or eat it whole. I lost 55 pounds eating food like this.
Making carne asada without a grill. Cut your meat to the size you prefer. Put secret ingredient. Add mustard. Add black pepper. Add the seasoning. If you don't have the seasoning, it's okay. I just like to use it for added flavor. Add garlic powder. Add paprika. Add salt. And mix it up. Let it marinate for at least 10 minutes. Add it to the air fryer. This meat is a little bit thick. I'm going to cook it for 20 minutes at 400. Look at that. Enjoy.
Do you like sushi? Well, then you're gonna want to make this. Check it out. Add some sesame oil to some cooked rice and stir it. Chop up some salmon, some green onion, and then add it together with some sriracha and some mayo. Stir it all together until it's nice and well incorporated. Grease a glass pie pan and then make a nice even layer of your cooked rice. On top of that, you want to sprinkle your furikake seasoning and then your salmon mixture. Finally, drizzle some more of that Kewpie mayo, sriracha, and then sprinkle more of that furikake seasoning. Stick it in the oven, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 minutes. Take it out, and then top it with some fresh chopped green onion, some bonito flakes, and it's ready to serve. Now eat it with some Korean-style seaweed snacks, some sliced cucumber. Just take 1 slice of seaweed snack, put a spoonful of your salmon sushi bake on top, and just shove it all in your mouth. I hope you make this. Bye!
I'm going to show you my favorite way to prep cucumbers. This recipe is a staple during my competition diet season. So I slice them thin, I add half a cup of rice vinegar, a tablespoon of coconut aminos, and like a pinch of red pepper flakes and salt. Then you marinate for about 15 minutes. So good and so healthy.
We're making our Easter tradition, pizza rustica. 4 eggs, boom. Whisk it. 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Add 4 ounces of oil and the eggs. A little flour. Your dough on it. Knead your dough. More flour if needed. Cut it in half. Now let it rest. Cover for a half hour. We rolled the dough and now we're placing it over the baking dish. Push it in. Now for the filling, 1.5 pounds. Boom. 2 eggs. Boom. Mix it up. Slice your mozzarella. Buy Farmers or Basket cheese. That's it. First layer ricotta. Second layer mozzarella. Next layer hot capicola. Ricotta. Next layer hard sausage. Next layer Farmer's cheese. Prosciutto. More Farmer's cheese. Hot capicola. Now layer ricotta. More mozzarella. Roll. Top it. The 2 pieces. Yolks. 3 slits. In the oven. Let her rest. Boom. Make it.
Tonight we're making one of our go-to meals. The family loves it. Super easy. 1-pot spaghetti. Start with 1 pound of sausage. We do half spicy, half sweet. 28 ounces of San Marzano crushed tomatoes with basil. 32 ounces of chicken stock. You can use boxed, you can use whatever you want. We chose this. 3 cloves garlic. Half a cup heavy cream, a little extra. 1 tablespoon sugar. 1 tablespoon minced onion, already dumped it in. 1 tablespoon dried basil. 1/4 teaspoon crushed red pepper. 12 ounces thin spaghetti. We brought it to a boil. We're gonna lower to a simmer for 20 minutes. We're 15 minutes in. The noodles look done. We're pulling it out. One pot spaghetti. It's easy and it's damn good.
Tonight we're making bang bang shrimp. Eating great while losing weight. Reach out to me for coaching. Melt your Kerrygold butter in a large saute pan. Add your minced garlic. Then you're gonna add 22 ounces of raw, peeled and deveined shrimp right to the pan, and I like to buy mine fresh. Cook your shrimp for about 3 to 5 minutes on each side until they don't look opaque anymore. You want them to appear pink, but do not overcook them. Add your cabbage to a large bowl with the shrimp. Then you're gonna measure out 1 teaspoon of the Frank's Red Hot sauce, and then 2 tablespoons of light Thousand Island. Mix your dressing and buffalo sauce right into the bowl. Toss your mixture until dressing coats everything. Then slice up 1.5 ounces of avocado for each dish. Top with your avocado and everything but the bagel seasoning. This is seriously one of my faves.